How y'all doing? Obviously, as you've seen by the title and thumbnail, we're doing a will it run. This one is in, this push mower is in way worse shape than the other one is. If you see down here, this is all dirt and grime. There's good paint under it. It's just dirty. So it'll need a good washing down before, you know, we get rid of it, all this crap that's on it. So I want to show just a basic way to diagnose what's wrong. I know what's wrong with this. Well, I don't know exactly what's wrong with it. I know that I poured fuel in here into the fuel tank, and as fast as I poured it into the fuel tank, it poured out of the fuel tank. So that's all I know. I don't even know if this engine runs. So first thing I always do, or try to always do, is I come over here and this tells you a lot about your motor, just by that guy right there. It's called a spark plug. Okay, get your spark plug wrench on it, and you pop it off. Now, we're going to pull this out, and we're going to take a look at this plug. And this is what's going to tell you a lot about your mower. So before I show you this mower, I can tell, has not been running good. Look at all the carbon build up on this here spark plug. Okay, this is not a very healthy looking spark plug. So I might be able to clean this one up, or I might just have to throw a whole new plug in it. The way, you know, you clean them, just grab a wire brush. I got a finer toothed one here that I use for cleaning plugs, which is this guy right here. And I'll sit here and I'll scrub all this off. Better, still not 100%, but so I leave that out, and I'll come over here and I'll clamp. Obviously, I'm not going to show you this, and I'll just make sure that said motor does in fact turn over. And it sounds like it might have some compression. Obviously, you can't tell with a plug out of it. So, the next step is to check if we got spark. There's a couple different ways that that's possible. I use, I think I did a shorts video on it, but I use this guy. This guy you can get off Amazon. I think it's 12 bucks with shipping and handling fees. And the way it works is your spark plug goes in. This thing we need to do a good cleaning on. There's probably going to be a pause in while it runs now. I have a restoration video to do on a very old mower. We're going to do probably a couple video series on it of doing a restoration. So this is the way. I can't see this, so I got to look back in the footage to see if it does. But the way this works is this hooks into here, and if this red light, okay, let's zoom in here, and you guys take a peek, and I have to look at the camera afterwards, but there'll be a red light right there in that glass. That, let's see if it'll focus in. Okay, let me see. I cannot see, so okay, let's see. Did you guys see any spark in there? I'm just going to quickly look at this footage back. So it doesn't look like there was too much spark actually in the mower itself, but we'll pretend that there's spark there. Might have to sand the coil and do some other stuff. So let's move forward. Next step to diagnosing a mower or anything that you want to fix, right? You want to get started in it. A very basic diagnosis to do is check the basics: the air filter, the spark plug, and see. Your engine's made up of three things, right? You got spark, you got fuel, and you got compression. And if one of those are missing, you have an air falls in under there. Now a lot of people, that is smaller. I got a mini socket set that if you buy Mastercraft toolkit, these come with. They are real nice. Or I just use a flat screwdriver and my impact just went flying. So that's fun. Alrighty. Oh. Okay, so what you do is you pop this, looks like just the only screw here. Grab our magnetic bolt tray. This is a 6 horsepower Murray, M-U-R-R-A-Y, Murray 22-inch cut mower. Okay, so that's a good thing. There's this cover here. I just spotted. You guys can't see me doing this high. There's this cover here that I might just be able to pop off. And look at our air filter. No, that's just a cover just for, like, nothing really. Just for a cover. This is our air filter, so I know that now that that's what that is. So we got to do a tear down on this, and we'll pop this out. We will look. Now, I may not have had this spark tester properly hooked on. We will probably, if it doesn't start when we're done, we will get spark to it. So this is a very common air filter, okay? The way it works is it goes like this. These breathe air, and we'll blow these out, and I'll show you how to properly clean them. You just buy these new, they're like 10 bucks. And here is our small engine. Now I can already see this carburetor is absolutely disgusting. Let me see if I can zoom you in here on this intake. It's not wanting to zoom in, but when we pop this carb off, it's going to be gross. Hopefully this is a 10. Nope, we're going to have to use a smaller one. Probably a 5/16 or a 11/32. 5/16 it is. And this is why, you know, I love a magnetic bolt tray. Is for this reason right here. So even, you know, I said it a while ago, and I still say it today. Even if you don't want to do YouTube, it's a good thing to either take pictures or record yourself if you're doing it for the first time. Now, I've done it for years, so, you know, sometimes I still refer back to my video to just, you know, just to revert back to the video, right? So that's how gross this mower is. This carb should pop loose, maybe. My brother's out there playing with a weed whacker, so if you hear something, then that's what that is. So, why is this? Oh, there is another bolt back here. So there's bolts. There's a bolt back here, and there's a bolt back here to pop this carburetor off. They will be 10 mil bolts. Now this one seems like it's an older machine. It does not seem like it's a newer machine. This carburetor is in horrible, horrible shape, though. This is the main reason why this machine is not running. That's gonna have some trouble getting that one out. I can already see it. What do we got? I don't think I got a 10 mil. This guy's too small. Here's an 11 mil. This might be able to squeeze into place and just barely. No. Well, I'm going to end it. I'm going to pop this bolt out, and then I'm going to continue back. Alrighty, guys. Hopefully, I found a 3/8 wrench, which is 10 mil. Okay, just so you know. We'll get this popped off. I unfortunately have to use this side of the wrench because the other side I can't fit it on, so this is this. And well, this carb is in really rough shape. In such bad shape that the throttle will not close. It's stuck. So we're gonna have, you know, we're gonna have work cut out for us here on this mower, which is not a bad thing either. All it does is just learning for you guys, right? That's what this channel is all about, is just teaching. I fixed so many things myself. I enjoy doing it, and I, you know, almost a year and a half ago decided that I was going to bring a camera along with me. I always did before too, to see, you know, I pretended, but then I decided, you know what, there's some good information in these videos that I'm just deleting after I'm done with the mower. You know, why not throw them up on YouTube, and if somebody gets something out of them, hey, you know what, and so I did. I put my first video up, which was doing a recoil on a lawnmower, right? We learned how to do it. I did a horrible job on it back then. I was tying knots in the line and the rope, sorry. And so that was a very, very poor job on my end, but I was still learning the ropes. But nowadays, right, we got to do everything right or don't do it at all, kind of thing. This fuel line is just crustier than all get out. It needs a new piece of fuel line. Good thing is I got fuel line. Should have. Sorry, excuse my reach. I'm gonna grab. I have, and the reason why I keep reaching up here is I got all my pliers up on top of a desk. It just helps for my reasoning. So this is rock solid. It helps so that I don't have to, you know, fiddle through drawers on the toolbox and all that. Look at that. You can't quite see it, but it's horrible. This has been sitting with fuel in it for too many years. And I'm going to put fuel back into it, but we're going to have to wait a while. What is holding this all on? Yeah, that throttle's stuck. Stuck is stuck. Okay, oh, there is another one under there, that's why. There's one up top that's hidden. Ah, I got it. So I probably didn't have to take that top one off. So I should have it. Yeah, that's got it off. Okay. Well, I did not spot that one until right away. I can just leave everything attached and just take the carburetor itself off. So, let's come right here in great lighting, like absolutely fabulous lighting. Let's learn. Let me teach you guys all about carburetors. Let me get you down to my level here, and we will really do an in-depth kind of teaching, I guess you could say, on how a carburetor works. It's all fairly self-explanatory in that matter. I do like my bolt tray, and that's where all the bolts go. Alrighty, let me get you guys situated to where I can work on this carb and still, you know, have you guys here, which is right here. So, first thing I always do is, this looks like it's been painted on. I grab my 10mm or whatever it is, bigger than 10, it'll be a 7/16 or a half, or even a 15/32 as well. And it's probably a half. I'll just drop a half right on there. I do have a 1/2 inch wrenches, but yeah. Okay. That's not good. This is what I was talking about about having jets. Come on, focus. This is what I was talking about with having holes in our jets. Okay, so that's kind of why you got to be careful not to plug those off. There's one down the center. That's all got to be cleaned. This is all brass. So I got to go grab some screwdrivers. We'll get in here on you. We need a star. We need a flat. I'm not sure, kind of your basic. You know, those are mainly the only tools you're ever going to need for a carburetor. This gasket just ate itself. Man. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, I gotta save that. That is not good. If I can't separate this carb, let's get a rubber handle one here. Well, I hate doing this. The gas is literally yellow. Unfortunately, I gotta get under it and pry on it because, oh man, this is not fun. Oh no. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep, the gas is yellow, you're right. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. I need my vice grips, these little guys. A needle nose plier works good for this as well. Kind of. So you have a needle and a seat. So what this does is this moves, which it doesn't move because it's seized. So it moves slightly, and what it does is as the bowl fills, it fills with fuel, and it stops at a stopping point, and it closes when it's full. Oh no, it's coming, but jeepers creepers, that's all gotta be cleaned up. This is not fun. This needle and seat is stuck. And you can break these carbs right apart, so that's kind of why, you know, this is not good. See if I can get under here and I'm gonna probably end up breaking, yeah, probably end up breaking it. Jeepers creepers. That's not good. I don't know how we're gonna, clean this up. This actually might clean up fairly easy. It's all just crystallized. So, but I gotta work at getting this needle and seat out. The needle out. It's stuck in the seat. If I break this bowl or this float, I have other ones as well, but it looks like it'll clean up actually pretty nice and simple and easy, which is good. That's real good that it just is all coming off. So we may not need to soak it in Varsol. We might be able to show the old-fashioned way on cleaning. So this is a Briggs & Stratton motor. There is a little itty-bitty Briggs & Stratton logo on your float bowl, so I know that nobody's been in here since factory. Or nobody's changed any of these parts since factory, I should say. Anyway, let's get from behind and underneath, and let's get to tapping this out. What the heck? That's just not coming. I don't know how to do this here, guys. I might have to break this float. I've never had a carb this bad. And I've been doing it many years, and I've had many bad carbs, but I've never had it where I could never get the needle out of the seat. No. Well, if I do this, and I take this little piece of plastic, which pushes down on it, I'm trying to think of any other way of getting this out of here. It's coming. Somehow. There it is. Got it off. I just popped. So what I did was pushed it back. I had to kind of slightly, you know, bend it up and kind of get it off that way. So now we're left with this needle that is now stuck. Which is not good. Whoops. Got it. Sorry that I freaking jolted you guys back. You can still see here. This is a long video, which is fine. It's gonna be a longer one. So now we got our needle out, which is also fine. Now sometimes there's a jet that's down the center. This jet that's down the center is this brass one. Sometimes there's a jet that kind of goes down in here that you have to pull out. So I'm going to grab my mini flat and my tuning flat and we will grab, and wherever it went, wherever I have it put, and right here. Okay, and we'll sit here and we'll scrape. I'll just probably end up doing a time lapse of me scraping with my screwdriver all this goober doober stuff. So I'll roll the time lapse of me cleaning, and yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy, and I'll catch you guys in the time lapse. Yeah. Okay. Be right there. The camera's still on. Be there in about 10 minutes. Okay guys, this is the end of our time lapse. As you've seen there, it was a shorter time lapse, but I'm gonna have to soak it in Varsol, and I'll just cut the camera and I will bring you back when we are out of the Varsol tank. Anyway, thank you all again for watching this far, and this will be a solid one length video, but I'll catch you guys in the next. It's the next day at like almost 5 o'clock. So what I've done is I've gotten this body a lot cleaner. This moves. It's still super tight, but I think with a bit of convincing, I think it might have been that tight because I can't get it any looser. This bowl, or this float, I still need to clean up. The bowl is back here. The bowl is the cleanest part of this whole carb. I mean, it was probably the dirtiest part as well. That white is for me scratching with a screwdriver to get it out. Normally I would not do that if it was for somebody else, but since it's for me, it doesn't matter that much. So that's that. Now, needle and seat, I think, fits a little bit better, if I ain't mistaken. No, not too much better. Still needs a bunch of work. If I get it wet, we'll see if it goes in any easier. Oh yeah. Goes in a little bit easier, not much though. Actually, that is easy. I bet you it'll work just fine. So, okay, well, let's get this set back together. Let's get this cleaned up. Sorry that this video is so long, but I don't know if we'll have 100 subscribers by the time this video is up on YouTube. If we do, thank you all. If we don't, thank you all. I'm thankful for the amount I have, and I don't want to be greedy, so, you know, if you're watching this and you're new here and you would like to subscribe, it would really help out the channel. I'm going to be doing a giveaway when we hit 1,000 subscribers, hopefully this year sometime. And we'll be doing a giveaway, a big giveaway of well, just a custom made Recoil hoodie, sweatshirt, whatever you call it, a pullover hoodie. Okay, I'm going to call that clean. I know it's not cleaner than what has been, but what we'll do, where did our needle go? Come on, where did our needle jet go? Here it is. This goes into here like this. This goes, where is my pin? My pin's here. This might be clean enough to make it run, might not be. Come on. So it seems pretty plugged. This I washed in Dawn dish soap and water. What you do is you go in the house, you use your wife or girlfriend's potato brush, then you proceed to go to town, go to the dollar store, buy a brand new potato brush when you're done, and then you just clean her potato brush and, you know, use it strictly for cleaning carburetors, because that's just a nice manly thing to do. You know, Why not? What is my doggy barking at here? Cows. I'm just going to pause it here and we'll get this in and I'll come back when they're done barking. Okay, so where we left off was I was just getting the pin in, which it's in now. Now the next step is to... I don't know if you can hear that. Let me come up to the microphone. So you both do it. In the down position, it should be off. In the up position, it should be flowing. This one is. So we're now good to throw the top on and move further along with this here. Will it run? Yeah, that goes to tell you that you know, this is a prime video that a mechanic does not have, you know, the super easy job. You know, it is, to some people, I guess that would be qualified as gross. I mean, it's something you got to deal with as a mechanic in any trade, I guess you could say, if that's a way to say it. But I use my impact now. A lot of people will swear at me for this. You have your own opinions. There we go. Seems to be sealed. You check it again. Perfect. So, this is back together. That's what the assembled carburetor looks like. It is a small little carburetor, which is shocking for such a big you know, mower. You would think it would be a little on the larger side, especially for a mower like this one. Hopefully this is visible to all y'all. So, I'm going to dump my Varsol back in my tank. I'm going to do a little bit of cleaning here. I don't know what I filmed yesterday, but I got the carburetor clean now and all that jazz. So that's something, I guess, if that's something. I'm going to be doing another video on just straight, you know, cleaning. Because as you see, that's not very fun to have. Okay, let's get this. This here was off, which I think was that 10 mil. This I can put back on here. Torch tip cleaners are good carb cleaners. I have, I think, other videos on cleaning carbs. So I'm not too worried about not showing you guys how to clean a carb. I know I've done it before. Like I said, so that's kind of that, right? What size is this? This is my 10 mil. The one I think I need to use, right? Okay, sweet. You guys can still see. Okay, good. Where's our carburetor? Here's our carburetor. Gaskets can go to the rear. The carb. Goes like that. This guy fits in here like that. Like this. Okay, our carb is back on now. Our fuel line, it does need a new fuel line. So we'll come back here and we'll move further. If the lighting is getting, to some people, worse, I apologize. It's getting dark outside, but I got a light in here, so it shouldn't be too bad. I love vice grips for these little green clamps, because if you set them right, you can just clamp the whole clamp, and you know what, they work great. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to pop that off, and I'm going to grab a new piece of fuel line, and we're going to hook up, because as you see, this one is just solid enough for me to just snap. So I'm going to call it for this clip, and I'm going to grab a piece of fuel line and we'll come back. This is still all one video. There's just multiple clips for you guys. It's half a second for me. It's upwards of an hour each clip, or another whole day. That's the nice thing about editing, right? So yeah, we'll get a piece of fuel line to go from, you know, point A to point B. We'll get some fuel ran to it, and we'll check her out. I will come back when I'm putting the line on. We'll dump a little bit of gas in it, see if we can get it to prime with the primer. And I just wanted to see, that I would assume is wide open. Where's throttle? That's throttle. That seems like that's shut all the way. Okay, and that seems like it's moving now. So anyway, I will call her here. Again, this is not the end of the video. This is it for this clip. I'll catch you guys in the next clip. Alrighty, it's like literally not even 5 minutes later, and we already got a piece of fuel line. See how tight this? Seems like it's going to be pretty tight. And we'll snip her a little long so that it's got a little flexing room. Now I'm going to see if these clamps don't fit, which they don't. I will save them, and the pressure fit will be plenty tight for this, which has now been pressure fit. Now that's probably going to leak, so where's this second piece of fuel line, which isn't long enough. I wonder how long. I'm going to have to roll with that and just run a zip tie if it leaks. A zip tie just to clamp it down. I don't think I got one here, but oh, okay, there's my coil. Nope, thought I had a coil right here for that green motor. Okay, let's get fuel put in and see if we can have a little bit of how does this tank? This tank looks oddly clean. Let's see, this potentially just could be now a fire lit this thing up kind of thing. We'll see how badly it leaks. This is premium fuel, and I just overflowed it like way too much. So we got to do a bit of wiping so that we know if anything's dripping. So right now, can't tell you anything's dripping. Okay, the carburetor's dripping. Does this bowl have a hole in it? Not coming from around the top. I think it's coming from the inside. I gotta grab a 1/2-inch wrench and tighten it up and see if that helps the situation. Well, I gotta crimp this fuel line so that it quits giving it fuel, like so, and I gotta pop this carb back off. Okay, might as well put this fuel cap back on. I got fuel everywhere now. Should make for a good fire. Just saying. Should make for a great fire. Oh crap. What the heck? This is not funny. Some of you are probably laughing at me right now. How is this still leaking? Well, I gotta plug it with something. Sorry if I'm in your way or something like that happens, but it's gotta get plugged, or else it'll just keep spewing everywhere. I don't have another carb just to throw on it quick. Trying to find something to stick in the end. That's all. What do we got? What do we got? Let's move you guys back here. And if you can't see, I apologize. But I need to figure out what to shove, you know, in place of this thing. I found something. There, I just threaded a bolt in there for now. No, it's not still pouring. Okay, gotta do something with this carburetor. It's not sealing. And then I gotta soak up all this gasoline, because that's nice. Give the paint a good cleaning, that's all. It's just soaking wet. Let that evaporate. That's nice. And let's take this carburetor. Let's really give it attention. See why it's leaking. Sorry again that you can't see it, but hopefully this seals. Why? Turn it that way. I know you guys can't see. Probably just edit this till the next clip. Now I don't care about this carb, so whatever you say that I'm you know, wrecking it. Yeah, you're wrong, or you're right, I know I'm wrecking it, but I'm going to eventually have to buy a new one. Okay, we'll hook up fuel to it here quickly. See if it comes peeing out the bottom. It's not near as bad if it is. I think that's got it. Okay. We'll get sorry for the miscommunication here. I had a mishap. That's just all part of you know, being a mechanic, is that right there, right? Everything doesn't go smooth, and that's the nice thing about me, is I don't edit that kind of thing out. I keep it all in. It's a lot, content's a lot greater. This fuel will evaporate out of here, so I'm not gonna bother pulling it out as of now. It'll be evaporated by morning, but yeah. Alrighty, let's see. Let's let off on our clamp, see if it starts pouring out again. Okay, it's dry. So, let's see. I gotta get this all cleaned up here, this whole thing. You know what, we can clean it with the gas rag. It'll make it look real nice and clean. Oh yeah. Now, don't take my lack of, I guess you could call it safety. I should be wearing gloves, like rubber gloves, but I find I work a lot better without gloves on than I do, because I'm constantly fighting bolts and ends up cutting the fingers off my gloves anyways, so I don't usually bother you know, using said gloves. Is there supposed to be a gasket? I think there is, but I think I remember it not being all there. Okie dokie. Dominokie. Alrighty. Now this is it. I'm not going to put this top cover back on yet or anything, because I want to just prime it and see if it'll, you know, run. Okay, we're going to call it there. I'm going to see if it'll Guess I could probably prime it with a little bit of gas somehow. Okay, let's give her some nuts here. Got nothing so far. Just want to make sure everything's out of the way here. Don't catch nothing. I do got a screwdriver under there. What else is under there? Seems to all be good. Spark plug's all hooked up. I'm going to... I don't know how this primer works. Carb's dry. Does it just naturally maybe take 5,000 pulls? What the heck? I gotta prime it. I do have this tiny fuel line here for weed whackers. And what you do is you stick an end down in the tank. You see this? Tiny fuel line in the fuel tank. Okay, that's just a little prime. Now I'm going to close this off so it's down to idle, which should be right there. Give her one more shot. It may not have spark. Okay. That's still we'll do it one or two more times. If it doesn't pull fuel, I'm gonna have to pull the carb off and we'll have to do another video on it. But I'm hoping to keep it a one-part series. Alrighty. Okay, that's choke off again. It is wicked smoky in here. So this thing must have been a Smoky Bandit. It's all smoked that's on screen right now. Let's try this again. Okay, well, I'm going to call it here. If I end up getting it running properly, I'll throw a shorts video up or throw a clip in at the end here. But it runs. So I'm not, you know, it's not like it doesn't run. It runs. It needs a bunch of work with that carb, so I have to pull it off and really soak it good. Hopefully you enjoyed this. I did. I'm not going to keep this mower. I think I'll just let somebody else play around with it, but we'll get it running once on fuel that you know, it should be running on, and try and get it to pull fuel somehow and get it running a little bit, and we'll either make a shorter video on it. This concludes it. I mean, we know it runs. Let me just try priming it and see what we get. But as of right now, this is it on this. Yeah. Well, I feel like an absolute moron. I never turned the camera on, but I got the carburetor mounted back on. It leaked some fuel, and yeah, apparently the camera was never turned on. So it doesn't want to run for too long, but if I prime it, it runs. And so I'm just going to do that now, and I will put a clip in at the end so that you guys can... I'll post another video. I'll put a clip in at the end of it running. But the carburetor is in such bad shape it needs a new carb, and I ain't keeping it, so I'll just get rid of it. The next series here on the channel anyway is gonna be on another old mower, but we're gonna do a restoration. So we're gonna strip it down to bare bones, nothing, paint it, put it back together. Okay, it runs if I do that. And I can't believe I've never done that before. I've never not turned on the camera. Anyway, carry on, and let's get going, and then I'll end her here. Thanks for joining me. So that's all it does, and then it dies. Could be a mixture of things. It's a pretty smoky little girl there, but that fuel that you see down in there, it's gonna evaporate. I'm gonna post a different video of it running. As of right now, it does run. This concludes the Will It Run. Thank you all for joining me. That carburetor was just horrible. I got to do a bunch of work to it still off camera and try and get it to run. And we'll do another video on it. But this does conclude. I mean, we got it to run. It wasn't doing that before at all. I tried it off camera when I first got it. I pulled the plug out and cleaned it, and then threw a little gas down the carburetor, and nothing happened. So anyway, I feel like an absolute moron for not turning on the camera again. Once I went to go get the fuel line, I thought I had it on. But thank you all for joining me on this adventure. Again, like I said, the next adventure we're doing is a restoration video. Stay tuned for that, and make sure you turn your post notifications on, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.